And we are locked in. Max and Dave here from the Locked In Podcast. Dave, how you doing?
Cuzzo, doing great, buddy. How are you, man?
I am doing fabulous.
Fabulous?
I have two really cool off-script stuff in this episode, too.
Okay, I can't wait for that. I just want to thank everyone. The last two episodes, our Rashawn Jackson episode and our All Ball was like Zion Williamson, March Madness, and the Milwaukee Bucks, who I will want to talk about. I'm all in, Cuzzo. Milwaukee Bucks, fear the deer. But this episode right here is platinum.
Yeah, it's gold. Sidney Outlaw, please give him a follow. He is one of the rising MMA stars in the game, and everyone ends up supporting them when they're in the UFC, but try supporting them earlier.
Yes.
So then you know what it's like. You've been with that journey with them.
Absolutely. And then we got UFC 237 picks. We got two major locked-in picks. I can't wait for that. And then, Cuzzo, I got basketball. We're getting towards the end. Final four. We got the NBA going in the postseason. This is a locked-in episode for the glory. I don't know, cousin. I'm so pumped.
I have Coach Fizdale from the New York Knicks interview, as well as Nikola Vucevic. The Magic are the 6th seed.
Wow.
I got that interview, and then a Walt Frazier story. So please, guys, download and subscribe to Locked In with Two N's on any podcast platform.
I am the greatest. Cleveland, this is for you. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here.
It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their second three-peat.
My man, Dave, Sidney Outlaw has the eye of the tiger.
Cuzzo, living in the Kia? That's what's up. If you want to fight for your dreams,
I do like the Kias, though.
you got to live in a Kia. I love it.
I do like the Kias.
Mad respect to Mr. Outlaw.
Yeah. Okay, here's my cool 2 off-script stuff for you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One, so I'm getting my hair cut, and I'm talking to my barber, Frankie. He's a huge Avengers guy. He's like, Max, I don't watch TV shows. I look up theories on YouTube. He's got a sleeve of the Avengers on his left arm.
No spoiler alerts. I want no spoilers. It better not be a spoiler.
No, so okay. I'm talking to him about it, and there's a couple cool things that I didn't think of. One is when you and I first saw the trailer, you're like, hey, did you see the Avengers trailer? I'm like, wait a second. How did I not see the new Avengers trailer? So I saw it.
Yeah.
And you're like, it shows too much.
It does, right? I don't like it.
I think it does, too, until I had the conversation with Frankie.
Okay, so
they're getting, okay, this is already the biggest movie ever. It already broke the records for, when they tickets go on sale. Yeah.
Yeah, Fandango.com does not even work anymore. It's, literally off.
So, going into it, everyone's going to come and watch. This was a complete teaser in a wrong direction. This is going to be date stamped, so when we see the movie, we can go back to this podcast. I think everything in that trailer wants you to think one thing, and it's not going to go that way at all.
I have no idea what you're saying right now. I'm lost.
The trailer, it shows too much. They're together, and then it looks like they fight Thanos, and then
it's like a dream trailer.
Yeah, it's not even what you think. And he's like, if you remember the first movie when Iron Man and Captain America looked at each other, they had the same facial expressions, so they can make that same CGI. It was crazy stuff, right? So I can't even talk about it all. But my whole point to this is, I think they're going to go in a completely different direction. He said you're going to cry within the first 35 minutes, but you're going to be happy at the same time. Talking about a floating crystal. I'm not going to go too far in depth. All I'm going to say is that trailer that everyone says they show too much doesn't show anything at all.
I'm lost. I'm lost for words. I hope whatever you heard, I don't know if you guys were doing drugs or on drugs or were tainted drugs. No, I think that was a teaser trailer. I can't wait. I just wanted to see Iron Man and Captain America when they shake hands for the first time. I wanted to see it on the big screen. I didn't want to see it on my phone at 2:30 a.m. when the trailer dropped. That's all. That's all I'm saying about it. I can't wait for the end game.
I know, it's intense. I hope they live. Okay, now here's my other one. So before we get into the whole MMA stuff, do you want to start off with basketball?
Cuzzo, you are the driver of this show right now. You left turn us wherever you want.
Okay, so the Knicks Magic.
The greatest team in the world, the New York Knicks. 2020, 2021 NBA champions. Kevin Durant, Zion Williams. Okay.
So listen, I am sitting there at the calf, and I'm in the food line. I'm like, I don't really like a lot of the stuff, and I'm a very picky eater. If it's
Very
not
true.
fit meals, I really don't know. So
You eat a burger with nothing on it.
yeah, I get cheese, ketchup, that's it. So I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, I do see cheese and potatoes. So I'm like, I'm going to get cheddar mashed potatoes 100%, and not as a side, as the main dish. So
Sure.
I have my plate full with cheddar mashed potatoes, and everybody else has a smorgasbord of vegetables and different stuff. And call me what you want. I just want my mashed potatoes and cheese. So I'm sitting, and I'm like, wait a second. And I'm like, that's a nice suit, and it's an older, good-looking gentleman. That's Walt Frazier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm like, holy
Makes
crap.
sense.
Like, I know he commentates for the Knicks. So I'm like, I didn't know he traveled with them, though. So I sit down, and I'm like, hey, can I sit here? He's just talking to one other fellow. And he's like, yeah. And then I'm eating, and I don't feel starstruck anymore, like talking to like UFC fighters or NBA players, because you notice that they're people. I was a little starstruck with Walt Frazier. Because,
Wow.
like, this is a legend.
Sure.
Like, not a ball player.
All-timer.
Like, a legend.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
Iconic.
Yeah, like, I'm sitting with a legend right now.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, so what do you think about that? I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, what did you think about that? And I'm like... And he was referring to his controversial statement that he said about LeBron James sitting at the end of the bench.
Well,
and everybody...
It wasn't controversial. It was actually absolutely right.
And
But,
that's what
okay.
I did say that. I'm like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm glad that you said it because everybody else thinks... no one really wants to say the real stuff. They want to say the stuff that doesn't get them in trouble sometimes. He said the real thing. He reported what he saw, which wasn't wrong. You can take a different spin on it and what you thought of it, but what the facts are is he was away from the bench.
Very true.
And so I'm like, wow.
He was locked in.
Yeah, I'm getting an inside scoop from the guy who actually said it. That's on Fox Sports. That's on ESPN. So we talked about that. We talked about your Knicks. And the feeling in the building of MSG is that Kevin Durant is coming.
Let's go.
He also told me
let's go.
that they're going all in on Zion and that he doesn't think they'll trade a pick.
Nope.
But the thing is,
In Zion, we trust.
he feels like it's all in or all out type of thing. It's like you get Zion, you get KD, maybe a Kemba, maybe a Kyrie. But if you don't get Zion and probably you don't get Kevin Durant, then that other free agent, so it's a hit or miss.
Great point. And let me just jump in. I know you probably got a lot more.
Yeah.
I love that. I am like that in life. I'm all in or I'm not. I can't go in, we're so busy, Cuzzo. We have great lives, great family, great people around us, the greatest sports podcast in the world. We got the team around us.
Yeah.
You're all in with us or you're not.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love how the Knicks are like, we're all in. Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, and whoever else wants to come, if it's Kyrie or Kemba Walker, it doesn't matter. If we get Durant and Zion, oh my gosh, Cuzzo. You think I've been obnoxious on the Knicks? And that we've been awful for 12 years. Oh, my gosh. I'll go crazy.
That's the feeling he's getting. And then we talked about LeBron James, of course.
Of course.
But all in all, he's like, so what do you do? I'm like, well, you haven't heard the Locked In podcast? Come on, Walt.
Come on, Walt.
So
Come on, Walt.
We talked about the podcast, talked about Daytona Beach and how we're putting it on the map.
Yes, sir.
Vince Carter.
Yes, sir.
But all in all, it was great to speak with Walt Frazier. And then I was able to talk to Fizdale.
Yes, Coach Fizdale.
Yeah, Coach Fizdale. And I was blown away.
You want to get into his interview right now?
Yeah, in fact, I do.
Let's do. All right, this is Coach Fizdale.
Coach, you talked about Kevin's development and growth. What kind of role do you really see him going into next season playing?
I don't know. I think he's going to tell us that more than we tell him. You know, as he continues to grow and get better, I don't know. He's 19. I don't know how good he's going to come back over this summer of work and, you know, some summer league games and things like that. So, you know, we'll let him kind of keep showing us, but he's definitely going to be a guy that we put the ball in his hands and have him making plays.
That's what I'm talking about, Max. Coach Fizdale knows what's up. Kevin Knox is going to be a problem in the league. I'm telling you, Cuzzo, a problem.
No, and I was impressed with Kevin Knox. I'm like, every time he grabs the ball, he seems more comfortable. He wants to attack.
Yes.
He wants to score. He wants to play make. He's not just passing it. Like, he wants to make an impact every time he touches the ball, and that's what I was impressed with. I was impressed with how many media members wanted to speak to him.
He's the truth.
There was like 24 people. I'm like, okay, I don't feel like it's great content with that many people. I'm not going to give away my secrets here, but I've just realized, even though he went to Kentucky, he's from the area. I think he's from the Tampa area.
Okay.
Because people said he's coming back home. So I was like, Oh, it's a little bit of both.
Coach, I say it all the time, man. The Mecca, New York City, NBA, New York Knicks, everything just gets elevated. Kevin Knox is a good rookie. He's not even close into the Rookie of the Year talk. He's no Trae Young. He's no Luka Doncic. But if you're the best player, and you can argue right now he is the best player in the New York Knicks, he gets elevated. Like, he becomes so big. That's why Clyde is an icon. Patrick Ewing, the Hall of Famer. And when Kevin Durant and Zion Williamson takes over New York City, it's gold, cuzzo.
All right. And then I was able to talk to Nikola Vucevic, the all-star center for the Magic. And we've had this debate, you and I. Rashad Phillips and I are in agreement. We said they have an opportunity to make the playoffs. I'm not going to put you on blast because it's not over yet. Because it's a race to the 8th. Now they're in the 6th, but it's really just like a one-game difference.
Oh, yeah.
So they could easily be out of it.
One bad weekend, they're out.
Exactly.
And one good weekend, they could be the 6th seed and upset Philly. It's crazy, cuzzo.
It's crazy, but the real word I would want to use would be fun. The word is fun because that locker room feels fun. Like, there's actual energy in the locker room.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, there's energy at the players. Like, wait a second. We're not just on an 8-game home win streak or a 9-game home streak now. Like, we have a chance to actually be in the postseason.
That's very important. Chemistry in life. When a team gets together, how many players in the league, cuzzo, are talented? How many can score 16 on a given night? You know what I'm saying?
A lot.
But when a team sticks together and everyone knows their roles, and that's what I think is so great about the Magic, every player knows their spot, knows their role. Cuzzo, they might make this playoffs.
Yep.
They might make it.
I asked Nikola Vucevic. Well, you know what? Here, you guys will hear it.
Is there anything as an overall unit you feel like you guys need to get locked in on and focus on in order to clinch that 8th seed?
Well, I think our defense has to get it done for us in each game. That's how, that's when we are good on that end. When we take care of business on that end, we give ourselves a chance. And especially if we do make it, if we want to do something meaningful in the playoffs as well, it has to be done with our defense. So that's what we have to do. I know tonight we held the Knicks to 100 points, but that was pretty solid. The team that can score the ball. Just our defense has to be there, and I think offense. Once we play good defense, our offense usually comes around.
That is how the announcer says it, too, every time. The whole place can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So they just lose their breath, but he keeps going.
Yeah, that guy's amazing. It's amazing. Wait, who's about to check at the game? Yeah, that's awesome stuff right there. Cuz, a great job, man. That was awesome. 2 good interviews, 2 great interviews. Wow, locked in. Coach Fizdale in the building.
I appreciate it, man. And NBA has been so much fun. Even though I feel like they should cut the amount of games in the season because you get this feel more often.
50 games.
Yeah, and
50.
then, like you said, if it's best out of 3 or if it's best out of 5, like, you just need more sense of urgency.
Yes.
But the owners want more money. The arenas want more money. The players want more money. So that's what makes it harder. But they really do need to do that.
All right, cuz, can I go off script with you now?
Of course.
Okay, we're locked in.
All right.
So last episode, I listened to it, and I had a couple people kind of DM me, and they're like, Dave, one person loved my Milwaukee Bucks take, and one person hated it. And what's great about it, there is no middle ground. There isn't, and I love that. My take is the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm getting locked in right now, are going to the NBA Finals. I'm all in with them. I think this team is great. The coach will win Coach of the Year. Giannis is the MVP. Chris Middleton locked in 5 months ago, All-Star. Bledsoe's playing lights out. I just love their mojo, their momentum, their continuity. So I'm all in on the Bucks. And it seemed like you were not. I think that was one of your takes. You were kind of on Boston, probably beating them. So, Cuzzo, can I change your mind? Can I persuade you to the locked-in correct side? The Milwaukee Bucks will be an NBA Finals team.
I watched the 76ers game.
Yes, sir.
And they didn't have Jimmy Butler, but so you try not to be a prisoner of the moment, but there are games that just mean more. They just feel different. I am more along the lines of Milwaukee now.
Okay, you're getting on this train with me.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be the middle ground, right? It's like, oh, they're going to go, they're not going to go. But it's like...
Last episode, you were saying no.
I know. I think they're one of those teams that took it more seriously in the regular season than others. I do think Boston will elevate their play in the playoffs. But, yeah, Giannis is making a case to be the best player in the league. You can't do that until you show it in the postseason. And I think he realized that because his head is on right. Every interview he has, he's always mentioning that. He wants to win as a team. He's not worried about the individual accolades that he will get because of how talented he is, but that's not his main goal. Then I was really impressed with the overall unit. Like, Middleton is really good.
Yes, sir.
I would prefer him to be your third, not your second. But because Bledsoe is a really good third, because this coach is really good, because of the depth on the team.
Bledsoe is the 2 in a way. It's harder as a point guard in the East to make an all-star team. And Middleton had a good spot at that 3-4.
That's a great point.
Bledsoe's playing lights out. You can kind of argue Bledsoe is the 2. I'm just throwing that out there.
No. Okay, now I got a rebuttal.
Thank you.
What's another team? Usually it's the 1, the 2, Chris Bosh is the third. The LeBron, the Kyrie, Kevin Love is the third.
Yes, sir.
It's like, okay, LeBron, Kuzma, Ingram's maybe the third.
Oh, that's horrible.
Boston, it's like Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, or Horford's the third. Like, how many teams have had it where the 2 and the 3 could be either or?
Not a lot. It's not a lot. But you ready?
That's
my rebuttal. Yeah, that's what makes them so special.
Yeah.
That's what makes them so unique. If Middleton has a better... if the defender is a good point guard defender, but a weak 3, Middleton gets more shots.
I do like that.
Brooke Lopez is shooting threes like crazy because
He's a sharpshooter.
They're deep. I love, and then not this. Giannis is playing. His minutes are down so much. They're kind of even saving him for the postseason. When he's in, the Bucks have their egos are down. They say, hey, when Giannis is in, he's the best player in the world. We're
Everyone
giving him
knows
the
their
ball.
role.
Yeah, they know the role. So I think in the postseason, if Giannis plays up to 40, 42 minutes in a game 6 on the road against Philly, bro, he's dropping 44.
I like Hill, too. Hill's playing good ball.
Cuzzo, $55,000. I got a hammer to your head
Okay,
right now. Get locked in. Milwaukee Bucks. I'm locked in the NBA Finals. Are you in or are you out?
Oh, man. I feel like it's like those movies. You're like trying to procrastinate as long as you can. You're like, wait, no, there's still something over there.
Oh, what movie? Shazam? You going to watch that? You in on that or no?
I'm definitely out on that movie. I'm going to watch it because I'm a comic book guy, but I'm out on the movie.
We're locked in. I think Shazam will be better than what people think.
Well, I hope so because my expectations are low. So that's
sometimes
the only
that's
way
great,
to go.
though. Like, if you're like, I'm going in thinking it's a 4 and the movie's a 6, you're like, that was awesome.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, 50,000, hammer to the head, Bucks in or out?
I say yeah. I'm leaning towards yeah.
You're jumping on my train.
I think so because
Cuzzo, welcome.
Because like if I had to choose, it's like okay, I got the coach because he may not have the name of Brad Stevens. He may not have the face of Brad Stevens. Like
Correct.
He's not getting as much notoriety or popularity, but he clearly has a relationship with this team that's elevated them. And now from the 7th seed to the 1st seed, then I get the best player.
Yes.
With a deep roster who knows their role.
Yes.
They play defense.
Yes.
Giannis's defense is what's impressed me the most.
Yeah.
He's the best defender in the league.
He could be defensive player of the year.
I think he is.
Cuzzo, a year and a half ago, you're like, Dave, I'm locked in. GSP will beat Bisping. And you gave me great points, and I was like, Cuzzo, you're right. I'm changing my mind.
This is one of those moments.
I'm changing your mind in the Bucks. I'm telling you, Cuzzo.
I think so.
I'm 99% sure they're going to make it. And I love them. They're kind of like underdogs in a way. Okay, locked in. Bucks are in the NBA Finals.
Do they have a shot at all? Because I would argue they have the best player in the series, probably him or Katie. You can go either or. But
yes, they have a shot.
Yeah, and then
they have a shot.
They're deep.
Yes,
they're good defensively.
And
they play
have
hard.
So much positive momentum because I don't think people are. The Golden State is supposed to make it to another NBA Finals, and that game means nothing. That first game to Milwaukee is everything is on the line. That's their life, their blood, their lifeline is in that game. Milwaukee's got a legitimate shot of winning the NBA Finals this season.
And the last thing I'll say about this is I will not announce Giannis as the best player until next season. And then because I really feel LeBron's going to have a year next year where I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. He will have a year next year where it's like, okay, you wrote the last time this happened with this much scrutiny, it was the Dallas Mavericks. The last time when Michael Jordan and I spoke about this with Walt, and I said, hey, last time Michael Jordan when he recorded Space Jam, he went on a three-peat the next time. I'm not saying LeBron's getting a three-peat, but he's doing the same thing. He's having a court installed. Everyone's writing him off. They're not going to get anybody. They all suck. Magic Johnson ruined the franchise. LeBron's old now. Next year, he's going to have a tremendous season because it's the most rest he's ever had. They land a guy. Kevin Durant leaves. More opportunity than ever. And if Giannis still outplays him that year, I will say it. Right now, he's playing better. I think he's the better player right now.
Yes.
But I still will take LeBron.
No.
So until next season, that's where I'm going to make my full-on ranking.
No, Cuzzo, you were so locked in for 37 minutes in this episode.
I'm serious. I'm very serious.
You just said if the Bucks do it, if they win the East, if they win multiple playoff series against Kawhi, or they beat Boston or Philly, they beat all these great teams. The Philly's got one of the best starting rosters of all time.
Then Giannis is probably the best.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So if he goes to the finals this year, I think he takes over the crown. And I think LeBron, Cuzzo, I agree. Next year, phenomenal. Next year, he's going to be an MVP candidate. I think the return of the king will happen. All that, yes, but that doesn't. All that being said, Tom Brady had a great year, comeback season, but Patrick Mahomes was still the best player this year and was the MVP. So I think LeBron comes back. He's great, but his numbers and how many games he played and the impact on the team, he will not be the best player in the world. You like my Brady's and Mahomes analogy?
It makes sense, but my only rebuttal would be I can't get you can't just have the throne for a year. Like, if you're getting the throne, you're getting the throne. And it's like, I don't want Giannis to have the throne. And what if LeBron wins a title next year? He's averaging 36 in the finals. Like, okay, guys, look, we called it way too soon. He had an injury. They missed the playoffs because he missed 18 games. Let's relax. Giannis will be better next year. So that's what I'm saying.
Infinity War is the best movie of all time, right? Avengers?
Yes. The movie industry is different.
But 2 weeks, the Endgame is going to be the greatest movie of all time. The throne can be passed, because it can happen. And sometimes the throne can go back and forth. Jordan was the greatest of all time. He left for a couple years. The throne went to Akeem Olajuwon and the Rockets, who won. I know, but you can say LeBron this year left. Like, he just had a bad season, and I agree, the return is coming. So the crown could go back and forth. It happens, cuzzo. Jay-Z's the best rapper in the world. Kanye took it over, and then Jay-Z comes back. Come on now, cuz I'm locked in right now.
It does make sense. Sometimes you have some pretty good points.
Okay. Cuzzo, UFC 236. You want to get locked in?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's get locked in. Here we go. Okay. Holloway versus Poirier, UFC 236.
Wow.
I've never felt better.
Wow, never felt better?
Yeah.
For one, these two fights are both
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Epic fights, right?
Yeah. Okay. We went to American Top Team. We've seen Dustin Poirier's camp. He wasn't there, but we've seen his camp. We've seen who he trains with, his coaches. And I love Dustin, and I think he's a hell of a fighter, the way he rejuvenated his career.
Agreed.
So any prediction I make isn't any disrespect to him, to Holloway, to anybody on this card. It's just my prediction. It's my gut.
Wow.
That being said.
You just spoiled it.
Yeah.
Because Max Holloway, pound for pound, inside the octagon, could be the greatest fighter alive today.
I've been a Holloway guy since he beat Aldo twice.
Yes.
I knew he was beating Ortega.
Yes, he could.
I think Holloway...
It's no disrespect towards DP.
Yeah,
the Diamond.
not.
He's amazing. There's no disrespect.
One thing that I was always concerned about Holloway with, because I know he shows up with stamina, he shows up with the chin, and he shows up with a chip on his shoulder, and he's gritty. But one thing that I was always concerned about is the weight cut, because he's had that weird interview where it's like, wait a second.
I know.
So the fact that he actually moved up, I think can help him in a better way, because everyone's like, it's his first fight at this weight class, which is true, and there should be concern, but I think it's actually going to help him. I think he'll be healthier, a little stronger. I think he still has that stamina.
Great point.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I do agree.
Holloway's locked in to win. That's locked in.
Imagine Holloway with more power.
Exactly.
It's Max Holloway, I think, definitely gets the champ credibility that he deserves and becomes pound for pound. It's him, Bones, and Amanda Nunes, DC. Gosh, the UFC is stacked right now with all-time greats.
It is.
Okay, so we're going to go down the co-main event, middleweight championship of the world. Koza, you know who I'm picking. I've been on this guy for 2-3 years. I remember saying it, locked in episode 122. I'm like, Stylebender's the future.
Ariel Adesanya.
Oh, my gosh, I love you. You said the name, so I don't have to.
Ariel Adesanya, yeah.
Stylebender beats Gas, and I think by devastating knockout fashion.
Me too. And off-script question would be, do you think he held back a little bit with Anderson Silva?
100%. You never want to kill your heroes.
That's what I think, too.
If we saw Colin Cowherd and he had an awful take...
I'm taking him out.
I never want to kill my heroes. I'll be a little lighter on him than just Joe Blow.
Yeah. Wait, are you trying to say someone?
Come on, Cuzzo. Keep it on the high. Keep it on the high, Cuzzo. So we're both 100% locked in agreement. That means that we're 88% to be right.
Really
Stylebender and Max Holloway win the championship belts.
Probably both by TKO.
Yeah, it's weird. I would love to see Holloway DP for 5 rounds. I would love to see that.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just the outputtage of the strikes that those two guys would put. I would love it. But I think Stylebender does get get it done in round 1 or 2.
Ooh, make it quick.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, this podcast, available on any podcast platform, Locked In with 2 N's. Dave, I gave you my locked in. Holloway wins. I think the Magic make the playoffs. Those are my locked ins. You convinced me that Milwaukee's probably going to the finals.
Yes.
Talked about Avengers spoiling.
Yes.
One of the best.
Yeah, probably the 6th best episode of all time.
Sounds great, Dave.
All right, guys. But like always,
Stay locked in.